Hey team, welcome to this 30-day video challenge where I'm going to release 30 games in 30 days. These games are games that you can play with your team at any time. Some of them include skills, some of them include conditioning, and honestly, some of them are just tag games that you can play with your team. So make sure you tune in every single day this month where I'm going to release a new video with a brand new game. And before we get started, I'm Coach Hart, this is Building Better Baseball, and this is the best place for baseball education. So let's get into this 30-day video challenge. I'm super excited to bring you these games. Let's get started. Hey team, welcome to day 21 of this 30-day challenge. And today's game is kind of two things. They are balance relays, and there's a couple things that you can do with these two games. The first one is a glove ball balance relay. So basically what I mean is that the kids are going to take their gloves and they're going to balance the ball somewhere on their glove. If they're really young, like 5, 6, then they could just like literally hold it in their glove like this with an open palm, like that. If they're kind of older, you could have them balance it on their fingers here or maybe even on the web, just somewhere where the ball is balanced and it is able to fall off if they are running, okay? So that's the glove ball balance relay. And the other one, the second one, is a bat balancing relay where you literally take your bat and you can balance it like this, right? You can hold it by the barrel, you can hold it by the handle. So those are the two things that we're going to do today. And the ages, I think that any age can do this. The glove ball balance relay, definitely anybody can do that. And like I said, you can just use different parts of the glove to balance the ball on. The bat relays, I would say maybe the older kids would be better with that just because they have more control over the bat, and that would be really unfortunate if a young kid had a bat and then they lost their balance and then it went and like hit somebody, you know. So we need to be careful of that safety aspect. So the bat balancing relay, I would say save that for the older kids, but the glove ball balance relay, definitely anybody can do that. The equipment, so the glove ball balance relay, all you're going to need is every kid to have their glove, and you're going to need one ball per team, or if you're doing it per person, if you're having just like a race, you're going to have one ball per kid. The bat balancing relay, everybody just needs a bat, and if you're doing a relay, every team needs a bat. Where I would do it in the outfield just because that's more space, and how you do it. So there's a couple ways that you can do each of these relays. So the first thing is you could have just a straight race where everybody has a glove and a ball, right? And you choose where they want to balance it on their glove. So as I said, you can do it in the middle with an open palm where they just run with it in their glove. You can make it a little more challenging with it like on their fingers here like this. You could put it on the web. You could put it on the heel of the glove. So anything to make it balancing on the glove, and while they're running, it's able to fall off. Obviously, they can't just be holding it and grasping it. That wouldn't count, right? But you could do like a straight race where they have to race to a certain destination and then they come all the way back. The second way is you could have teams. So let's say that there are two teams here like this. You could have them run to a certain destination and then run all the way back here. And then for the handoff, for the glove ball relay, you could say that they can't touch it with their throwing hand. They have to transfer the ball onto the other person's glove to make it a little bit more challenging. Or if they're younger kids and they're kind of struggling with the balancing, you could just say they can hand it off to the next person and then the next person puts it on their glove, whichever one you want to do. The other way makes it a little bit more challenging if they have to physically transfer the ball to the other person without touching it. So you could just have a relay where it goes back and forth and they transfer it to the next person. Another example is you could do kind of like what we did with the cutoff relay, where you have the different people set up in a line like this, and each person has to carry the ball to the next person and they have to transfer it to the next person. And then this person, once they get it, they go to that person and all the way up and down. And the same thing with the bat. I would say that the bat would be really hard to transfer to the next person, so I wouldn't do any transferring just to save anybody like getting hit by a bat or anything like that. We don't want that to happen. But for the bat, you could do the bat race where everybody has a bat. Make sure they're spread out enough space where if the bat falls, nobody would get hit. So you could have a bat race like we did in the beginning where there's a line of people and everybody goes at the same time. You could have the relay where they go up to a position, they come back, they hand the bat off to the next person. You could do that way. Or you could even do this way right here, where they go to the next person and then they balance it like this and they walk to the next person. If it falls, they have to pick it up and then go like that. And honestly, for the bat competition, you could just have a bat balancing competition where there's no racing or running. They're just sitting there balancing, and whoever can do it the longest is the winner, right? So this is really a different thing that you can do just to have some fun at the end of practice, or just to kind of shake up practices a little bit. If you've been doing the same thing for a few weeks or maybe even a month, and you want something completely different and out of left field to do, this is a great relay race that you can do for your team. So like I said, the first one is a glove ball balancing relay where they balance the ball on their glove. Based on the age, I would do the different parts, make it a little bit more challenging. When they pass it off, they could pass it off without touching it. That could be a rule, or they could just hand the ball to the next person. You could do a straight race with everybody having a ball. You could do the relay. You could do the cutoff relay where everybody's in a line, and also the bat relay. So the balancing the bat on their hand, they could run with that. But like I said, for the safety aspect, just make sure there's enough space around everybody where if the bat falls, it won't hit anybody. And the last thing for the bats would be just a straight competition where everybody's standing around and they're balancing it, and whoever lasts the longest is the winner. So like I said, this is just a completely different thing that you could do that not too many coaches probably do, but it will be a lot of fun for your team. And that's really my whole idea for this challenge, is to just give you some ideas to put in your practices that are completely out of left field, completely thinking out of the box, that your players' parents or maybe even you have never really thought of, right? So just completely shaking up the practice, doing things you've never done before. That is what makes baseball fun for the young kids, is doing different things, different fun things that they've never really done before. So hopefully you enjoyed this day 21. This is the balance relays with the glove and the ball, and the bat relays. There's a few different ways that you could do that, so incorporate it however you would like in your practice plans. So hopefully you enjoyed day 21. I'll be back tomorrow for day 22, and I will see you there. So I hope you enjoyed today's game, and I hope I explained it in a way that you understand and that you can explain it to your team so you can incorporate it into your practices. This is just another game that you can add to your practice plans to have some fun during your practices with your youth baseball team. Before you go, don't forget to grab your free 2-hour practice plan. I made it just for you to help you out in your practice plans. And in the description below, you'll also see a free baseball equipment sizing guide. There's how to get more playing time. There's how to do batting practice. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I made for you for free. Be sure to grab it before you go. It's all down in the description. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember, this is Building Better Baseball. I'm Coach Hart, and I'll see you next time.